What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Vino, back with another video. Hope you guys are all having a blessed day. And in today's video, I got another reaction for y'all, man. It's gonna be one that's gonna definitely stimulate your minds, to whoever is watching this video. And yeah, let's just get straight into it. The title of this video is The Privilege of Failure. You feel me? So just think about that when we're watching this video, man. Let's get straight to it.
Tell us about your departure from Apple.
Oh, it was very painful. I'm not even sure I want to talk about it. What can I say? I hired the wrong guy.
That was Scully?
Yeah. And he destroyed everything I'd spent 10 years working for.
Steve Jobs spent 10 years building Apple. 10 years. And he lost it all in a single moment. He failed. Years of dedication just to get fired from a company he created. And yet, that failure might have been the greatest thing that ever happened to him.
Bro, I never even knew that. He got fired from a company he created? What?
But this isn't going to be one of those
My
videos
bad.
that tells you
I ain't
to
even know that.
embrace failure, to not be afraid of it. Because the truth is, failure is something to fear. For a lot of people, failure isn't a lesson, it's the end. The end of a dream, the end of stability, the end of everything you've worked for. But for some, being able to fail and still try again, that's a privilege.
La belle, oh, la belle.
1976, Los Altos, California. Two college dropouts build a computer in their garage. They call it Apple I, and that tiny machine would lead them to creating one of the most influential companies of all time.
And we are calling it iPhone.
This is a day I've been looking forward to for 2.5 years.
Apple just hit $1 trillion in market value.
Fast forward to 1983, Apple's on top of the world. Steve Jobs recruits the CEO of PepsiCo, John Sculley, to help run the company. But 2 years later, they would get into a clash after two new products, the Lisa and the Macintosh, failed to live up to sales expectations. Apple's board sides with Sculley, and Steve Jobs is forced out of his own company.
So anyway, I was told in no uncertain terms that there was no job for me. I was really
Imagine the creator getting fired from his own, that's crazy, bro.
Imagine that, being fired from the company you built, from the thing that gave your life meaning.
I started this company. You know how much I sacrificed?
Most people would have stopped there. Most people do. But for Jobs, this wasn't the end. He would go on to invest into a small animation company called the Graphics Group, which he would then develop into what we now know as Pixar.
To infinity and beyond.
He started another company,
My
Next,
childhood.
designing high-end computers for businesses and universities.
This is kind of the first computer of the 1990s. In other words, it's coming out with optical storage with the ability to synthesize sounds to orchestral quality in real time.
And in 1996, Next was sold to Apple for $429 million. And Steve Jobs returned to the company as the new CEO. The same failure that ended his career became the very reason he got it back. But if I'm being honest with you, Steve Jobs had a privilege. He had time, he had money, he had experience. And all of those things gave him the ability to fail and still come back stronger. That's what most people don't realize. Failure is a privilege. Most of you watching this right now, you probably have more privileges than you realize. For one, you have access to infinite amounts of knowledge literally in your pocket. But I think one of the most underrated privileges you have right now is the privilege to fail. Because if there was ever a time to fail, it's now. You can fail and it won't destroy your life. You can start something, fall flat on your face, and wake up tomorrow with another chance. Mark Zuckerberg once said, "The greatest successes come from having the freedom to fail."
But I know too many people who haven't had the chance to pursue their dreams because they didn't have a cushion to fall back on if they failed.
But not many people have that freedom. For them, failure isn't a lesson, it's a luxury. Failure isn't free, and that's what makes it a privilege. So if you can afford it, even just once, I urge you to start now, before the cost of failure becomes too high. But what about the people who don't have that safety net? The ones who can't afford to fail. For them, failure is terrifying. I know you hear people all the time telling you failure is good. You should embrace failure.
I have failed far more times than I've succeeded. Far more. You know why? Because failure is a wonderful teacher.
But it's easy to say that when you have the time, money, or resources to start again. Some people don't. For some people, failure isn't an option. Going all in on their dreams might mean quitting the job that puts food on their table, or investing all of their savings into something that might not work out.
If I had to support my family growing up instead of having the time to learn how to code, if I didn't know that I was going to be fine if Facebook didn't work out, then I wouldn't be standing up here today.
In 1981, a 19-year-old kid packed his bags and moved to Hollywood to pursue his dreams of becoming a successful actor. He didn't have anything to his name. Failure to him would mean the end of everything. But had he not taken that risk, he wouldn't become the man that he is today.
My next guest is a very talented and funny comedian. Please welcome
Jim Carrey, one of the most successful actors in Hollywood.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the show.
I learned many great lessons from my father, not the least of which was that you can fail at what you don't want. So you might as well take a chance on doing what you love.
So to try, even knowing failure could mean the end. Maybe that's the real privilege. Having the courage to try at all. Going all in on your dreams, knowing it might not work out. Because even if you fail, you'll know that you did something. You tried, and that alone puts you ahead of everyone who never did. But here's the thing. Even if failure means the end, even if you don't have the luxury to start over, there's still a greater risk than failing. Not starting at all. Because the failure to start is a failure in itself. When you look back on your life, you won't be thinking about the times you failed, but instead, you'll be thinking about the things you didn't start. Because you can recover from failure, but you'll never recover from regret. So even if you believe you're sacrificing everything for starting, just know that the real sacrifice is not starting at all. To live wondering, what if? What if I took that risk when I was 20? Maybe my life would be different. And now is the time to take that risk. Because it shouldn't be failure that you fear. You should be afraid of never trying.
Yes. That video hit deep, man. That video hit deep. Hopefully y'all took something from that. Just start. Like I did in my previous video. Just start. You don't want to live with that regret of never starting it. You feel me? And be okay. You feel me? Failure is inevitable. You feel me? But at least you tried. So don't be scared to try. You feel me? Get out of your comfort zone. And have trust in God. Without God, none of our plans will be able to go anywhere. But that's besides the fact. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for getting to this point. If anyone did get to this point, comment. Just start. That's what I'm on right now, bro. So yeah, y'all have a blessed one.